Well, the festive season is fast approaching, and so is the increase of crime incidents during this time. Digital crimes, ATM bombings, shoplifting, robberies, and all other manners of crime are likely to trend between now and the end of December. Shopping malls are also going to be targeted by pickpocketers who will be targeting unsuspecting shoppers, especially those shopping with young children and seem distracted. Now, November and December are usually the worst affected months, and South Africans will need to remain vigilant from about now until the end of December. But for more on this, we're joined by Andy Mashaile, who's Interpol ambassador and also security advisor. Andy, good to have you with us. Welcome to Morning Live.
It's good to be in the same stable with champions, yourself and your viewers.
Thanks so much. Now, Andy, the festive season is around the corner, and all along with the festive thoughts and decoration comes those thoughts of the spike in crime that we usually see around this time of year. Let's talk about that and, of course, you know, what that brings with it that we should be vigilant about.
Ma'am, it brings hardships with it. And what is it that brings hardships with it? If there's anything to go by, when you look at the crime stats that have been released, the quarterly crime stats, it tells you from a small data point of view that towards the end, towards the beginning of the silly season, right until up to the fall of the festive season, there's going to be massive challenges. Just look at the last few days when we were advised and informed of a car hijacked every 22 minutes. It means and suggests that there is going to be a serious challenge for the people of this country, with the inflation expected to go a little bit higher, meaning that some people will not be able to afford basic groceries, and some of them would go out and commit serious crimes to make sure that they put bread on the table. Fast forward, the scrapyards that I have seen right through the country and in my own community, I have seen medals piling up with no origin or of no origin. This suggests that the taps in our communities are going to be stolen again, water meters are going to be stolen again, and there's quite a number of many other things that are going to be happening. If you look at the decrease in the cash in transit crime, you realize that it means the focus has shifted onto something else. It was hijacking. It went through to your illegal mining, and added onto your illegal mining would be your trafficking in motor vehicles. It's quite a sizable amount of alertness and vigilance that we have to put at the beginning of this, what we refer to as the silly season. People have got to be aware of the usage of internet and the Internet of Things, being online, when you drive into your driveway, when you drive out. Vigilance, vigilance, vigilance.
Andy, what are some of the latest trends, if you will, when it comes to hijacking? As you say, there seems to be a bit of a downward slide in terms of cash in transit highs, but a spike in hijacking. So what are some of the latest methods employed by the criminals that we should be aware of?
The first thing that you should be aware of, my wonderful sister Sakina, when you go and fill up your car, do not go there as a lady alone at night, because the criminals park just on the outskirts of your filling station where the light and the camera do not reach. And they look at the driver or the person filling up the petrol, and they would follow that particular person from the filling station towards home. And when you drive towards home, always look at the mirror every 2 seconds so that you can see suspicious vehicles and suspicious activity. And leading to the second point, when you arrive at home, check for suspicious people around your house, around in your street, and do turns around. And the second thing that we need to look at, the blue light, the fake police would be at their highest at this point in time. You and I and the viewers know that we have been given warning with regards to traveling on the N12 between El Dorado Park, past my community of Beckersdale and Western area towards Carltonville. Watch out for police officers in coats or fake police officers driving white polo. If there's a blue light that's stopping you, put your hazards on, take your hand out and urge them to follow you to a safe spot. One of those things that we have to look at very quickly, Sakina, your lawn that is manicured, that is up to scratch, that is wonderful, your beautiful garden. I have spoken to one of the former burglars. They say they look at the beauty, the upkeep of the house, the walls. They know that if the walls and the lawn is properly manicured, it means inside the house they are valuable. So you would need to get your perimeter security up to scratch. You would need to get your cameras up to scratch. You would need to get your beams in place so that they can alert you and advise you. If you can get yourself a dog that will bark, that will be one of those best security features that you can ever get for yourself.
Whoa, and it seems as though we're just getting more and more stuff to keep ourselves safe, Andy. You spoke of digital crimes that are also on the rise during this time. What should we look out for and how do we protect ourselves?
The 4 basic laws of cybersecurity. 1, if there is a vulnerability in your system, your phone, your iPhone or your laptop or your computer, if there's a vulnerability, it will be exploited by the bad actors, the criminals or the hackers. What do we do when there's a vulnerability to ensure that we are not hacked? Always patch up. If there's time to update, when your gadget says update, don't say later. Update now. Delete all the applications that you don't use and ensure that you leave your phone on automatic updates. Ensure that your home router is not subject to the hack of the WPA2 that we have seen. Ensure, amongst other things, that you understand that everything is vulnerable in a way. There is no perfect secure system. The third thing that we've got to look at, human beings trust even when they are not supposed to trust. I received a message yesterday morning saying, someone is Mrs. Govender, there's an opportunity for me. This particular person is from KZN, there's an opportunity for me where I'll make a lot of money. I simply said, you are not in my contact list and I am not interested in what you are doing. I said at the end of my message, you are just about to win yourself a pair of handcuffs. One of those things, with innovation comes exploitation. The beautiful homes that our sisters and our brothers own also use the Internet of Things to clean. Your Hoover that has cameras can be turned into a spy gadget that will be looking into your house. So ensure that your gadgets, with respect to time, I'm not going to go into the deeper details. Ensure that your gadgets are not spy tools that will be used against you. 2, change your password. Don't have the same password in all of your devices. 3, have a wrong password like that used by Edward Snowden. I love his password, and my sister Sakina. His password was, Margaret Thatcher is the most sexiest woman in the world. So it's a sentence with some numbers and that kind of stuff. You would say something like, my teacher was the best person I ever met. It's a sentence. It will take you an arm and a leg for you to continuously press your keyboard in order to unlock your gadget, but that's the best thing that you can do. Ensure that you don't talk to strangers. Don't keep posting telling us that you are in Cape Town or in Jamaica. When we have access to your knowledge and where you are, in terms of location, we will definitely go and break into your house. Switch your location and switch your cameras off. If there's no need for your Bluetooth to be on and your Wi-Fi to be on, switch them off, because they're ankle biters when you go to Mug and Bean. Some of those people who sit in mug and bin with their laptops on or wimpy, we refer to them as ankle biters. They will give you free Wi-Fi. You will think that it's mug and bin, only to find that it's a criminal who has cloned the Wi-Fi in there so that they can have access to your password and your password. And remember, when we sit there, we sometimes do our banking when we sit there and we wait for people. So long story short, your password should be long. Avoid strangers. Avoid posting. Ensure that you're anonymous. If you can use an anonymous password, and ensure that you use temp mail, and ensure that your search engine is private, it will ensure security. Now, what is a private search engine? I use DuckDuckGo. I use Kaspersky, the VPN. But ensure that your VPN is updated, because when the VPN is hacked, they will have access to your password that are stored in your password manager. The last point, if you cannot remember your password, please ensure that you generate or you download an app referred to as password managers. I'm not going to specifically go into details for not wanting to advertise or give advantage of one over the other.
Andy, I think this is the first of a few conversations we need to have. So let's park it here for today. But thank you so much for that valuable advice. Interpol Ambassador and Security Advisor Andy Mashaile there with some real good advice in terms of how to keep ourselves safe, especially as we're expecting crime to spike as we lead up to the festive season.